Coffee. It's become a staple of Christianity. When you want to talk about God, start a church, or care about young adults, then you also better care about coffee. While coffee's not a bad thing, it's probably not the grand secret for engaging a generation of 20-somethings that are leaving the church. So let's say that we take a room full of 100 young adults of all kinds and started asking them about God and church. 67 of them would say that church is full of hypocrites. 77 of them would say that Christianity is more about organized religion than loving God and loving people. 90 of them would argue that they can have a good relationship with God without being involved in a church. That seems to fit, considering that 46 of them, almost half, would say that Christians, by and large, get on their nerves. The bottom line is that there's an entire generation of people out there who are actively making the choice to disconnect from the local church. Why? Because they believe they don't need it. Now, the church has a choice. We can either look at this room as a lost cause, or we can instead see that there's hope. There's hope because in that same room, there's a genuine curiosity about God. 81 believe God exists, and 57 believe God is the one described in the Bible. 89 of them would be willing to listen if anyone, wanted to engage them in conversation about Christianity. 61 would even be willing to study the Bible if a friend asked them to. The problem is that the church hasn't done a good job of speaking, or acting, or engaging. The truth is that this generation doesn't have a problem with Jesus. They're staying away from church because of church. We don't need more billboards. We don't need better advertising. We don't even need more coffee. We need to step into the room. That's right, stepping into the room instead of inviting young adults to come out of it. Stepping into the room is a concept called community. It means treating young adults like people rather than potential converts. But the people in that room don't just care about the people in that room. They value others outside of it too. Almost all of them would agree that any church they're going to be a part of has to be a church that cares about helping people. This is responsibility. The people in that room bring their work gloves with them. They bring their passports too. They also bring another important thing, their brains. In order to engage them, we've got to have ours too. Pat answers and fill in the blanks aren't going to cut it. They want to be challenged to think, and they need to see a gospel that engages their hearts, emotions, and intellect. They want depth. And they've got one more thing inside there. They've got questions. Not just questions about God, but questions about taxes, changing oil, and making brownies. There's a desire in that room to cross generational boundaries and connect with people 1, 2, or even 3 generations ahead of them. But if we're going to step into that room, we've got to step authentically. We've got to step transparently, because the people in that room can spot a fake a mile away. Authenticity is one of the things most highly valued in that room. At Threads, we're stepping in. That's what this website and everything you'll find here is about. It's about stepping in. Sometimes with coffee and sometimes without. So take a few minutes and put your toe in. You might find you fit in better than you thought.